Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we need to talk about this situation between Klay Thompson and a podcast called Hoopin N Hollerin. And because the way Megan's name been dragged into things she has nothing to do with, it's getting crazy and ridiculous. So let's get into it. And you know how we do over here? I'm checking my notes. Um, Basically, we're gonna talk about Klay Thompson and this podcast that kind of was being disrespectful to him and Megan Thee Stallion. Basically, I'm gonna insert a clip in this video of the podcast and the person or whatever. Basically, they was talking about Klay Thompson and his performance, basketball, playing basketball and all of that stuff. And they kind of was talking about how, because recently his performance hasn't been that good, and people are trying to slick blame Megan and his new relationship with her on his, court mess ups and stuff like that. So this podcast, they basically said, "Oh, it's the P word that's got him acting up or something like that."
Klay Thompson. Y'all steady trying to get him a pass. I ain't never seen Klay not shoot it like this. And for him to say I'm out of my prime, like, come on, Klay. Like, come on.
He said that?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, he's got a beautiful.
So, yeah,
speaking of BBL,
Yeah.
I'm from West Virginia, man. I've been taught a lot by some old folks, old white folks. It only takes one pussy to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is. So
Most wars
it got something to, you know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson, I ain't saying that's what it is, but that might be what it is.
But again, it's just showing a pattern of the media blaming women for men's struggles, which is nothing new. And it's kind of disrespectful to refer to Megan as just a P word, to basically blame her for his mess ups on the court. And it's like, why is that y'all first mind, like first thing to think of? Like, he could be going through something, like something personal, or it's not always something like with a relationship. Maybe he's just having a bad day, a bad game that day. We all have bad days. Like, nobody's perfect. I mean, he's not perfect. Probably not on the court or off the court in real life. Like why would you blame a woman for his mess ups on the basketball court? Like, that's crazy. But I understand people have relationship issues, and that can mess with a person's head, which I'm not saying like that's, Klay Thompson's situation, but I'm just saying in general, like, we have to think more of what somebody can be going through other than just, oh, maybe it's his new girlfriend, Megan Thee Stallion. That's why he messing up on the court. No, not necessarily. He can be going through other stuff. Maybe he, I don't follow sports like that, but I'm pretty sure, isn't this like the start of basketball season? And maybe he has anxiety. People have anxious issues when it's time to restart something that they've been away from in a while. And I know I do, but we have to think more, like, not blame somebody for what they dealing with, and like professionally. It's just, I don't know, it's just a lot. But let me check my notes because I'm starting to go into a tangent. I gotta keep myself focused. But yeah, Klay Thompson, he caught wind of them talking crazy on that podcast, and he left a comment, and he called the comment disgusting and disturbing. He questioned why they'll talk about someone's wife or girlfriend like that. He told them to do better. And I'm team Klay Thompson. Like, you better defend your girl. Like, anybody in general, if you with somebody, y'all need to be front and center. Like, get out there in the field when it comes to your loved one. Like, especially the person you dating and you with. Yeah, so a lot of people online was they was on Klay's side with that. And which is funny because I'm kind of late in talking about this, but it don't matter. After that happened, like the whole podcast dudes, gave the opinion about Megan and Klay and stuff like that. One of the guys got arrested for, you know, assault allegedly for assault allegedly. Um, yeah, and it's people online saying every time somebody speak ill of Megan Thee Stallion, something happens to them, and that's crazy because like right after that podcast thing, this happened with this podcast guy that was speaking ill of like it's just crazy like this whole situation is just crazy and she got some powerful ancestors, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, in my notes, um black women being blamed for men's actions in the media. Again, why blame this woman for something she don't have nothing to do with? She's not on the court with him. This is something a lot of people go through things emotionally. Again, like I said, he might be dealing with something. And Megan Thee Stallion, she's already been targeted for a lot of stuff. Y'all, it's so crazy how easily black women get so blamed for something, and it's crazy. And we have to stop doing that. We really have to stop doing it as a society. And the way people treat celebrity relationships is fair game, and misogyny in sports culture and podcast spaces. I'm getting sick of that. Like all these people, the oversaturation of podcast people and all like Stephen A. Smith and everybody got a podcast and a microphone and just everybody got something to say, and I'm included in that as well because I'm saying something. But it's like everybody got something to say, and it's so crazy and left field and out the window. Some people don't need to be speaking on certain stuff because it's just the folks that be platformed and the stuff they be talking about is insane. And it's like they need to do away with they need to do away with this stuff. Like I think a couple of weeks ago, I think TikTok or one of them social media platforms that was down for a couple of hours. I think it was Twitter. I be thinking, well, dang, that's good. Maybe people go do something productive than being on the internet causing chaos and stuff. Like, I think that'd be good for us as a society to stay off the internet because there's so much crazy stuff going on. But I'm going on a whole tangent again. Let me refocus. Go to my notes. Um, the podcast, they was really disrespectful, and it was kind of unrelated to the basketball performance, and it was unnecessary to involve Megan. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I'm team, respect. We don't need to be disrespecting nobody that they're dating and blaming a man or blaming a woman for a man and what a man going through on the basketball court. Like, no, that's crazy. Um, Fans want a reason for performance issues, but it's easier to blame relationships than to analyze the game. And celebrities' personal lives get turned into clickbait. So again, that just was unnecessary. They didn't have to involve Megan into that. But it says a lot about how we treat women connected to powerful men. So yeah. So I'm glad Klay stood up for his girlfriend, publicly defending the woman you're with. It matters, especially when disrespect becomes casual. And what y'all think? Was Klay right? Were the podcast doing too much? Do you think this is just the entertainment side of sports talking? Let me know in the comment sections and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this whole situation. And I'll see y'all in the next video. And yeah, see you later.